Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 26 of the January daily draws. As we start a new week, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Linestrider Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading on the way. Okay, here we go. We have the Queen of Swords. So this is nurturing, developing our ideas and plans that we've conceived. It's taking them to the next stage. It's also about gaining the clarity and focus as we attend to our ideas and plans. It's getting that clear, concise understanding of what it is we actually want to do. Also, it's about clear communication, and this is about saying what we mean and meaning what we say. This is about being truthful. It's about being honest. It's about being direct, perhaps. Verging possibly on the blunt, but perhaps trying to, though the Queen of Swords can veer off in that way or come across in that way and come across a bit uncaring, but that's not truly what the Queen of Swords is. And we may have to sort of temper our words a bit so that we don't come across as being too cold and uncaring, but not to the degree that we try and dilute what it is we're trying to say. Sometimes truths can come across and be a little bit uncomfortable to hear. And speaking truth can also be uncomfortable to speak, both for the speaker and also for the hearer. But sometimes it needs to be done. So, but even home truths, hard truths, can be delivered with a bit of compassion, bit of empathy, bit of feeling behind them, a bit of understanding. We can, it's how we deliver it. It's how we can state very boldly, matter-of-factly, what it is that we think, even if the person hearing is a bit uncomfortable for them to hear it. But then we need to come with a sense of not being judgmental about it, trying to be helpful, telling the person that we're not doing it to put them down, but we're just stating our belief and our truth. But that doesn't negate perhaps our care for them and our wanting to support them. But it may be time to tell a few truths. And maybe someone's going to tell us a few truths too. And as uncomfortable as it may be, if it's coming from a place of love and wanting to help and veer us away from harmful behavior, then maybe we need to be a bit more receptive and deal with that uncomfortableness for a while and think, well, is there some truth to this? And sometimes the most valued friends and people in our lives are the ones that they'll tell us straight, and we may not always like it, but when we look back, we realize they were right, and we're thankful that we have people that love us. They're not doing it out of spite, they're doing it out of love, and are willing to tell us some truths that we may need to hear. They love us that much. They are willing to go to that length And we should value those people, and we should also be receptive to them. And once the uncomfortableness has passed, and if that's we've assessed, don't automatically dismiss what they say. Just consider that, is there some truth in this? Do they have a point? Honestly, if we are honest and objective about it, we may want to feel defensive about it, but honestly, do these, do their words ring true? And is that why we're reacting to it? Is it something that perhaps underneath we've known but have tried to ignore or not take any notice of, and they've just confirmed it, and that's why we bristle against it, because we know they're right? Sometimes, those we know the conversations like that happen, and if that happens, if that takes place, don't be immediately resentful. You don't necessarily have to take it all on board all at once, but you at least need to be receptive enough to consider it and not outright reject it because it's not what you want to hear. Look at the truth of the matter. Look at the facts of the matter. And then when we perhaps see there's a point in it and we listen to it, and if we take, we take that revelation or that confirmation of something we felt but have been ignoring, and we respond to it in the right way, and it improves our lives, and we look back and we then look back thankfully that was said to us, that came across, that person took the time and cared enough to say that, because ultimately it changed things for the better. So maybe we need to be open to hearing some of these things, and we may be the one actually delivering some truths. But in doing so, let's bear in mind how we would feel if it was said to us. And that could give us an inkling as to how to approach conveying that information. Not sugarcoating it, but doing it alongside, understanding, compassion, with a desire to help. And not to bring them down, but to build them up. And that's the key thing here. So that in that communication aspect is a very important part of the Queen of Swords, and it seems to have taken over the first bit I said. So that may be relevant in some way today. But on the wider sense, that clarity and focus of knowing what we want, knowing how to get it, putting up, not apologizing for having our ideas and our plans, not having to justify them. This is my idea, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And having that commitment and determination to make those plans a reality is something else that the Queen of Swords has, and what we should perhaps adopt. Get the things done, put the plans into action, because it matters. Okay, let's see which Oracle card we get to go with that. Wishing well. What is it we wish for? Truly, what do we want? What do we desire? What's what we want to make a reality? Let's form those plans to make it a reality with the focus, the clarity that we need, and the wisdom that we need to formulate and put those plans into action. What is it are we wishing for? And how are we going to make that a reality? We need that clear thinking, that focused thinking, in order to make it a reality. And also to communicate. What do we really want, wish to say? Not what do we think that that will come across better. But what should we say? What do we really, at truth, want to accomplish? And that's what we should be pursuing. And that is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 27. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.